You are live.
Good morning, everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker, the roasted chick picker. Oh my gosh. I got
You
another
hot,
day.
huh?
Oh my gosh.
You hot and I'm wearing a vest.
So hot.
Did you melt yesterday?
It was a pretty bad day.
Yeah.
And it only got up to like, I think it was 60, or it was 80. 88, I think, is the hottest that it got inside, and it was like 81 outside. I could not cool the house down for nothing. It was
Yeah.
it was awful. It was awful. I had I had these they're called cold wraps,
Mhm.
and you put them in water, and there's like some kind of expanding agent in them. And so you put them in cold water, and then you can put them on your head or your neck. So
Mhm.
I had one of those on my head pretty much all day,
Yeah.
um, just just to get some kind of relief. Took about 4 showers.
Mhm.
It was just
Yep. I know how you feel, sister. I've been there.
it was horrible.
It's
And that
pretty bad whenever you have to like wear I
I was
usually
trying to
just
figure out a way to do the cross ventilation with the two fans that I have,
oh.
and I I mean I tried, but it didn't do much. Um, I couldn't move around a whole lot. Oh my gosh. So I'm just trying to make it through. Depending on when he shows up tomorrow. Hopefully he'll show up like first thing in the morning, and you know. Are you still there? Are you there, sister? Sally, are you there? Sally. Oh, she gone. Morning, Maggie.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Um,
Todd.
picker.
Okay. Let me see if I can
Todd's.
get the chat going here.
There we go. I I see Sally on YouTube, but not here.
Yeah, she dropped off.
Ah, is she going back to bed?
Huh?
She going to bed? Back to bed?
No. Her computer shut down.
Oh, I thought she was tired of going back
No,
to bed.
no.
All
Um,
right.
Good morning.
Oh my God. Morning, Mike and Jennifer.
Mike,
Morning.
what the heck?
Yeah.
I didn't come out yesterday on account of White Guilt Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Wore a paper bag over my head all day. Oh my gosh. You crazy.
Morning, Hank and Steampunk Town.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Mike,
I think
Jennifer,
I got everybody up
Steampunk.
and
I have these
going.
I have these shoes and I can't get the price that was written on the bottom off of them. I've tried Google rubbing alcohol, and a magic eraser.
I'm gonna
Any
tell you.
other idea?
I'm gonna tell you. Roncinol. I don't know if that's the way you pronounce it, but that that will probably get it off.
What is it called?
Isn't that what it's called, Todd?
Roncinol later fuel. Oh, okay.
Yep. And
All right.
a little dab will do ya.
All right. I'll have to give it a try.
And you can you can just go up to the store, wherever they sell cigarettes, really, and
Yeah.
buy it.
It'll be on the cigarette aisle at Walmart,
Okay.
the tobacco aisle.
Good stuff.
All right.
Do not use it around open flame.
Right.
Oh, okay. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah. Might have a
Or
might have a
furnace.
problem on your hand, but that stuff works. I mean, it takes like the glue from the stickers. It takes all that. I mean, that it's a all subject, piece of equipment.
You have to be careful with it though, because if you've got like a box or a video game with paper printing on
Right.
the label, you could take off some of the printing also. So like if you get a video game like this and you want to clean the little smudge here off, it'll work on that, but don't get over onto the paper. It'll start taking that.
Yeah.
The
The
the ink
game buyers probably want a good clear picture on their
Yeah.
game here. So
I want it for this. I've got these prices on the bottom of these shoes.
yeah.
And I want to.
Some shoes just have such absorbent soles that
Yeah.
there's just no way. Sometimes I'll take a marker and just go over it. So
Yeah.
they got a big black spot instead of a
price.
price.
Another thing you can try, may or may not work, but if you have a Sharpie marker and you can take the dry erase marker and mark over it and then wipe that off, and sometimes that'll come off.
So
Like
draw with a
everything will come off.
Sharpie over it and then erase it, or a dry erase marker.
A dry erase marker.
Okay.
I've
mean,
heard
you
that
could try
works, but
that.
I've never tried it.
It works. It works pretty good. Works
You've
pretty
done
good.
it?
Yeah.
I'll give that a try.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, I was
Something in the fluid works kind of like a solvent in that, I guess.
Karen
yeah.
says, what about 100% acetone nail polish remover? I have some of that. Maybe I'll give it a try. Sally's
That
waiting
will
outside.
eat
Okay.
into plastic in a big hurry.
Yeah. That stuff does.
Okay.
It's
That's pretty.
acetone is great for like something that's on stainless steel, but
Morning, Dottie.
I wouldn't
Oh.
put it on something made out of plastic because
Okay.
it will make a smeary. It'll start melting the plastic that the thing is made out of.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jason says crud cutter from Lowe's.
That's an interesting name.
Yeah,
All right.
the crud cutter it's okay. It leaves kind of a oiliness behind that you also have to clean off. So then you made kind of two jobs, I think. Whereas the Roncinol, it just evaporates, kind of like
Yeah,
rubbing alcohol.
And it doesn't smell.
that stuff does amazing work. Welcome back, Sally.
Thanks. It's going to be one of these kind of days, huh?
Yep. You know it. Morning, OJ and Karen's at the beach. Man, everybody's here today. We got Dottie and OJ. I already said OJ. There's Mike. There's Carol. There's Anissa.
I've never heard anybody say that they would do that before. That's a good idea, though.
What?
If the Sharpie says $5 on the bottom of a shoe and it won't come off, add a 3 in front of it.
Well, it says 15, so maybe I'll just make the one a 4.
There you go. Then they'll know that they're getting a really good deal, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the Roncinol does not leave a residue smell.
Oh,
It kind of just it just evaporates.
Thank you, Dottie. I feel more awake today. Not because I've already had 3 energy drinks or anything.
God, it works really. I'm very impressed with it.
Tyler, you were starting to get bruises on your forehead yesterday. from
Right?
hitting your head on the desk.
No doubt. Morning,
You'd fall
Patty.
asleep and then bam.
Good morning, Mary.
morning, Mary, Patty, Dottie, Karen.
I'm gonna try this
The gang's all here. Hydro.
Monster Hydro Purple
Ooh.
Passion.
Purple
Oh.
Passion.
Does that get marks off of shoes?
It probably does.
It probably, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm kidding. I'm teasing.
That was a good one, Todd. That was a good one.
It's good.
Some
It
of the
tastes
things
good?
that we drink and eat
It's not carbonated.
Oh,
probably are
It tastes
better
good.
used as cleaning materials. I've heard Coca-Cola will take some stuff off of stuff, but then you have to wash off the Coke after you're done.
so Mike says I put fresh Sharpie over the old Sharpie and wipe off right away. The new helps break down the old some.
Yeah.
Huh.
You
Yeah,
gotta
and
do it
also
while it's still wet though.
Yeah. Also, if you wipe off the new Sharpie or whatever, and it doesn't come completely off, try using the dry erase.
Yeah, that's what Valerie said, the dry erase.
Fishing and Picking says the other day I asked y'all about a spike in unpaid items. I've had buyers messaging me saying they can't check out and have been getting error messages while trying to. Huh.
I did have 2 different buyers tell me they couldn't pay. They got an error message paying.
Huh.
And but they were people who did a buy it now but couldn't complete the immediate payment. They didn't actually buy because they couldn't pay. It wasn't like they made offers and then couldn't pay.
Mhm.
So they weren't actual sales, and they never did turn into sales because I told them to go to eBay. I didn't know what else to tell them.
Yeah, I mean that's about all you can really tell them.
I have not had that happen, but I don't doubt it. There's weird things happen all the time with eBay.
Let's see.
Sold a pretty scarf to somebody in San Diego.
That's good.
So your ugly ones are going to Texas.
So I didn't even hear that one.
Nobody's
Oh,
getting
what
my
did you say?
jokes this morning. I need to quit telling jokes because y'all are like don't understand my humor, I guess maybe. Anyway, I got 7 going out this morning.
Awesome.
That's great.
I beat you, Todd.
Yay.
Neener.
But I'm part-time, so I'm still ahead of
I've
you.
got 10 going out.
Good
Oh my
job.
God, that's awesome.
I've
I've got 4.
Imagine what I could do if I was a full-time reseller.
Imagine.
You are. No matter what you say, you are a full-time reseller.
I think I have 4 also. I have 2 in here, and then I have some outside already.
Oh,
That's
great.
like saying that you have the same father as Sally, and we know that's not right.
I sold a video game.
Good.
too.
You too, Sally?
Well, days ago, I watched that movie Django, and I think Samuel Jackson was in it as the old mean guy. I thought about you, Sally. Hey, there's
What?
Sally's dad.
What?
I said I thought about you. I saw the movie Django a couple of nights ago, and
Oh, yeah.
Samuel Jackson's in that one. I thought about, hey,
Mhm.
there's Sally's dad.
Yeah,
And
he's
he
good in
did
that
say
movie.
the MF word in the movie. Yes, he did.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Does he have a movie where he doesn't use the MF word?
I don't think so.
I don't think
He even
so.
wrote a children's book, and it says MF in it.
Does
Is
it really?
How could it be a children's book then?
Yeah, it's called. What is it called? Stay the fuck home.
Hmm.
That's what it's called. It's not really a children's book. It's like a spoof, you know.
Carol
But
says,
it sounds like it.
yeah. Carol says she sold one today, but made $150, so I'm set. Today's to go back to bed. Or back to bed I go. There you go.
That's easy to do if you make a good
Oh,
string
yeah.
of sales to just poot off for a day or two after that.
Mary?
I got my money for the rest of the week. I'm going to goof off.
Mary says my sales have dropped to half what they were over the past month. I wonder what that's all about.
I don't know. I was so pleased with the beginning of this whole pandemic thing that my sales stayed pretty good, but they've really dropped off the past, I would say, 2 weeks. Hey, Beth.
Yeah. Mine have
Beth.
dropped off some, but I thought it was just because running out of the cartridge games, those just went like candy. I mean, I felt like a guy at the ice cream truck handing out free ice cream to kids.
I mean, it could be just people aren't stuck at home as much anymore.
Yeah, my 31-day totals are about 30 something percent lower right now than they were.
Why can't I see my play? Oh, there.
That sucks.
Well, best offer and managed payments work with Liz perfectly. Yeah. Yeah. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. Let's see, Anissa says, did you ever hear the children's book, Barbara's Beaver Needs a Barber?
No.
I have. Where did I see
funny.
that?
Joanne said, good morning, Joanne. She says, I about died laughing watching her read that book. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to watch that. Mary says our thrift stores are opening back up. That's good.
Yeah.
Ours too. We're going to one tomorrow.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! And then our Goodwills and everything open up on Monday.
I am not sure if our
Mike.
thrift stores will be open.
Mike, you're crazy. Oh my gosh.
Can't figure out how to find. Dang it.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be loud. I'm like
Okay.
starving.
Full rehearsals.
And this says she's not gotten an email about managed payments. I don't think I got an email on it. But I mean, we all know it's going to happen
Mhm.
to all of us. And so I just, instead of waiting around and worrying about it and all that, I just went ahead and signed up for it. But I mean, it doesn't go into effect until the end of July. So I don't, if it's going to happen anyway, why worry about it? Why fret about it? If it's going to happen, whether you
Yeah.
like it or not. I don't know. I kind of have a good feeling about it.
Yeah, the unknown
Yeah.
seems scary.
Sure, nobody likes change, but in this business, I mean, you have to learn how to duck and weave.
I'm eating leftover Chinese food, Carol.
Oh my gosh.
So good
OJ
for
says
breakfast.
Goodwill in South Carolina have taken a big advantage of the corona, canceled loyalty rewards,
Wow.
won't help you unload donations and up the prices. Greedy management.
Why in the heck would they raise prices? Because they must have a glut of items
Stuff.
right now.
Well, I think possibly that because they've been closed down for so long, and everybody, all of those stores were closed down. I think they think that they're going to be, people are going to be jonesing to get out to the thrift stores, and they're going to buy. They're going to buy like crazy. Maybe
Well,
that's
yeah, but wouldn't they have so much stuff they couldn't? I don't know.
No, not really.
I mean-
Not necessarily because nobody's been dropping off donations.
I wonder if they're making up.
I disagree with that. I think more people have dropped off donations.
Well, you would think, but our Salvation Army wasn't accepting any donations.
Right.
And
And
neither was St. Vincent's.
yeah. Yeah. But I mean, Goodwill, they have a pretty good system, whereas if they get overloaded with donations, then they can have a truck pick some of those donations up and send them on their way to be processed someplace else. So I don't know.
You're under Jersey Sound, Maggie.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm uploading videos on my Jersey
That's okay.
Sound
I
channel.
just want to let you know.
Doesn't hurt
Yeah.
our feelings, man.
I'm uploading our rehearsal video from last night. We had such wicked storms here. We had nothing here where I am at all. It was just beautiful all day. But up in the city and up where Jersey Sound is, they had wicked storms. So we had like half the people who weren't able to come on because they had no power. A tornado went through. Some of them were like hiding out in the basement. So I'm just uploading the video so they can see it from last night.
Beth says my bank has been closed for 3 days and I need to put my paycheck in. They say it's because of COVID. I think it's because of the protests. Do they have they don't have a drive up? Oh, Rita's given me some helpful advice. Well, that's good.
That's weird.
Yeah, OJ says Goodwill have let people fill the outside bins this entire time, even when they were closed. They have inventory hanging from the rafters.
Wow.
Our banks, the lobbies were closed, but the drive-through has always been open. That's crazy. Drive-throughs were closed. And I know my daughter Tina, her sister-in-law works for a bank, and I guess the next exit up there was protests, and they were going to close early because of the protests. But that's not good. That is not good. Yeah, I love nice weather. I like warm weather. Yeah, I don't like being in a hot house. It's like the worst. I was so drained yesterday, so drained last night, just because it almost just takes everything out of me. So, blinds drawn, lights out. They've been open for weeks now. This. Do you have any other branches that you could go to with this bank? I mean, I know that sounds like a stupid question, but I mean, there's got to be some options there.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe if you go to Walmart, you can go to. You could probably get them to cash it for $3.
That's an option. All branches are temporarily closed. What the heck?
I don't know.
OJ says, do you mind saying what bank it is?
I know, that's crazy. I would be throwing some fits.
Well, if they're in an area where there's demonstrations going on, I don't blame them for closing.
Yeah, but I mean, they should have some kind of options. Yeah, Beth says there's one outside the city I may have to drive to. I mean, if that's what you got to do, you know.
I saw that part-time picker was loading up his family, and they were getting out of the Bay Area for a while until the protest died down.
You can get it to your banking account by taking the, or going cashing it at Walmart, and then you can deposit it through the ATM. That's a plan too. But you can also once you're at Walmart, have them put it on a PayPal gift card and then transfer it from PayPal to your bank account.
What?
If it's on
I know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay.
So okay.
Okay.
If it's on a check, you can just take a picture of the check, and
that's how you can do it for my bank. But
yeah, I mean mine too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you go, it's a credit union though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they might not have those apps and stuff.
Yeah, my bank doesn't have mobile banking. As far as I know, it doesn't have that option. I'm trying to convince it's my lawyer's assistant to do something like, like a automatic,
Mhm.
deposit. So it's not like, so I don't have to go, put the check in the bank every
Mhm.
week, wait for the mail type of thing. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
It kind of is, Well, the other day, so I get this check every other Monday, and the mailman didn't bring it. And
Mhm.
for months it's been on time, no problem. And then I didn't get anything in the mail. I was like,
Right.
that's weird. So I messaged my mailman and I said, hey, no mail for me today? And he said, no. And then a few minutes later, he texted me back and said, oh, there's a package for you, for you here. I'm like, well, I ain't waiting for that. It's probably a return. You can keep that. I don't care.
Keep it.
Lose it, whatever you got to do. I don't care. But I said I was looking for a piece of mail, and he said, no, there's nothing here. And then he said, I'll bring the package by after work. And sure enough, those two pieces of mail with it, with the package. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand. Oh my gosh, Mike, you're awful. Just tape the deposit to a brick and send it through the window. Make sure you put your account number so they know who you are. Nobody do that.
Bad advice.
Yes, very bad. Oh my gosh.
From the protesters. I bought some more shirts today.
What? Where are you getting all these shirts at?
At my store.
You're selling clothing now?
We sell t-shirts.
Huh. So I was just buying them up.
You've been a t-shirt queen. Oh, cool. Michiganese.
That's funny.
And then I got 3 of these.
First responders.
Nice. What does it say up top?
Support our...
Oh, support our first responders.
That's cool.
Nice.
So did you get those other ones listed? Sally, that's the rule. That
No.
is the rule. You have, before you buy
No,
something else, you
that's
have to
your
get
rule. That's not my rule.
That is
That's
your
not the
rule.
general rule.
Yeah, it is. It's the way it's supposed to be.
If that was the general rule, then everything except the last stuff that you bought would be listed, and it's
Yeah.
not.
I only instilled that just recently.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I have, yeah.
Got to get them listed, sister. Ain't gonna make you no money sitting in that box.
Yeah, I think they would sell really good right now too.
She's ignoring me. Like,
no, I'm not.
She's like, shut up.
Can you hear me?
I don't want to hear it. That's
you can
right.
hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Just making sure. Yeah, because the first time I freaking got kicked, I was going on, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, nobody's moving.
Bye bye.
Why isn't anybody moving? Why am I? I'm not even moving. Yeah, that was from before. Yeah.
It Am I moving now?
Yep.
Uh,
I don't know. I didn't like the way that turned out
what's
on my
that?
air fryer.
Oh,
It just wasn't very
what
good.
it wasn't as good as you thought it would be.
No.
Oh.
It was still a little bit dried out. So I don't know how to fix that. So I'm probably going to be eating rice for the next 2 or 3 days.
Well, you know what they say when you warm up rice in the microwave is you're supposed to put a glass of or a cup of water, like a coffee cup of water, in the microwave, or you can put it
Mhm.
in your rice, and that will keep it moist.
Oh,
Another thing that keeps things moist when you use the microwave is you wrap it or you cover it with like a damp paper towel,
uh-huh.
and that kind of helps keep it
Hmm.
moist.
Can you not say the M word anymore, please?
Moist. It's very moist. It's very moist in here.
La 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 la.
My plants were very moist this morning.
It's cruel.
I only think of that word when I think of one thing. Because and it's not a happy place in the bottom of a man's pants.
What?
Oh, jeez.
That is not. I didn't even think that. No.
That's not what I was picturing.
No. Nope. 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 Oh my goodness.
Anyhow.
So I guess in this area, I think it was close to Kansas City. I'm not sure what town it was in. That came up on my news yesterday. So apparently these two kids, a 7-year-old and a 6-year-old, got in their grandparents' car, drove it. I mean, they didn't survive because they wrecked the car. It flipped like 3 or 4 times.
Oh my
They
God.
hit a tree. I mean, it was a horrible accident. And these, and these, of course, kids didn't survive. But Mike, something is wrong here. Number one, why do you, who's watching the kids type of thing, you know? I don't know. It was just, and a 7 and a 6-year-old, I mean, that's still pretty small to, I mean, normally somebody would be keeping an eye on them.
I mean,
I don't know.
I want to say yeah, but you know what? My kids were, Job was what? 5 or 6, and he went outside and took keys out of all of Dad's trucks and cars and hit all the keys. And so
Yeah,
I mean, it very well could have been,
I don't know. I just thought it was, it was sad that happened,
But I don't think my kids would have started the car up and tried to drive it. I don't know.
Yeah, Mike, it was 7. The boy was 7 years old and the girl was 6. The boy was apparently driving, and they actually got pretty far. I don't know how they, work the pedals and and everything, you know. But
That is crazy. No, not petals. Like the petals of a flower. That's the petals of a flower. But you had it right.
no, he didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Petals.
Petals. Petals.
P-E-D-D-L-E-S is a verb. Petals.
That's right. That's probably how I would have spelled it too. Fish and Pegasus, I remember at around 8 driving around the farm without sober folks. By 10, I was brave enough to drive on the country roads but avoided town.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but when you grow up in a different life like that, then you know better to avoid town.
Right.
You know that you don't want to go to town because, you could make a mistake and hit somebody or kill somebody or, but,
or get caught,
Yeah, but, if you're 8 years old and you're driving around the farm, then you got experience. You have
Right.
2 years experience by the time you're 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
That's like my brother-in-law, his kids have drove around like their streets and where they used to live and which is kind of like country and
Mm-hmm.
drove from like their house to some like deer stands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you're funny, Mike. And then by the time that they were 14, 15, they were ready to go. They were ready to get their license. And
yeah,
that's the difference between them and my kids, because my kids were like, I don't want to drive. Job did get his what do you call it, permit.
Well, that's good.
But he still hasn't got his driver's license yet. But Jonah's not even, he doesn't even want to get it. But
about 3 years before I got my license, they changed the age to get a driver license in Texas from 14 to 16.
I bet that was a bummer.
Yeah.
Right?
14-year-olds were driving on their own in Texas, and that would have been about 1970.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Let's see.
Beth is in the green room.
Okay.
Kind of different times. People.
Morning, Beth.
Back then, people pretty much owned one car per family.
Yeah.
And none of the cars had airbags or seat belts. Just different thinking about it.
And speed limits were slower.
Yeah. Carol.
That's a good one, Carol.
That's because back then everyone rode horses, Todd.
Zing.
Carol.
Hey, Beth.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever wished that you could afford to have a nervous breakdown?
Yeah.
Like you could afford the time and the money and just go away and
let everything go.
I wish I could get hurt, but not too hurt.
Sally.
just so I could get a regular vacation.
That would
Oh my
I know it's
gosh.
horrible. It's
probably
horrible. People
not
are
be a
fighting for
good
their
way to get a
lives and stuff,
vacation.
but I'm tired.
I understand. Well, you just need to take a couple of extra days off.
That's the problem. I can't afford to.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Oh,
I have no PTO.
none?
None.
Ugh.
No PTO. It was all spent. Because I had already taken, what was it, 6 days or something
Uh-huh.
off of my PTO, and then the rest was spent whenever I was on quarantine.
See? If you would have went and got tested,
There was no place around here to
That-
get tested.
that could have been under workman's comp, and you would have been reimbursed for all that PTO.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that would have been workman's comp, because whenever I talked to the HR, they said that is how all the people that have to take off because of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
that's how they have to take their PTO first. And I read it like with a lot of different companies, that's how they're having their people do it. They have to take their PTO first. They can't take
And what happens if they take you off work but you don't have PTO? What happens then?
then you apply for unemployment. Which I probably could have.
I don't know.
I could have probably applied for unemployment for.
It just seems
that
like
couple
they
of
would have been
weeks.
a little more. They would have taken a
I
little more
know, but-
responsibility for it. But anyway. Yeah, that's right, Mike. If you jump off the roof a few times, you could probably get some disability.
I could just throw myself down the porch stairs too.
That's less of a fall right there. Yeah.
I don't want to have to climb on top of a roof.
No, that's too much trouble. That'd take too much out of you.
This sounds tiring.
Yeah. I'm exhausted already.
Oh my god. Hellfire, Mr. Sadie. Are you gonna be okay?
No.
Valerie.
I think I would rather go to work than be sick or hurt.
Right.
Just,
I think I would agree. Morning, Mr. Sadie.
Well, I just want to be hurt enough to where I can be in the hospital and they can give me pain meds. I don't want to have to come home and like take care of myself and stuff. That's no vacation. I want
That's
somebody
no
to
fun.
take
That's
care
no
of
life.
me.
But you don't get any rest in the hospital. That's the problem.
That's no life. Then you'd be bitching because you were in the hospital and you didn't have a life.
Yeah.
So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, right?
I'm not talking about like 2 weeks or anything. I'm just talking about maybe 4 days.
God.
Maybe a broken arm.
Shoot, look what I started. Sorry, guys.
You didn't start
Now
nothing.
I'm giving Sally ideas now.
Nah. Nah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mary, how's that house you getting your house all ready to get sold, or I really don't. I haven't seen you very often, so I'm not really sure what's going on with you these days.
Well, her brother's living up there,
Right?
and they're
I have to
redoing it, I
clean.
think. I know, Carol.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for, because it might actually happen.
I don't know. I get so tired that it's like, you know, I kind of just wish there was not a way out, but like a way to not do that for
A
a while.
disconnect in some sort.
Yeah, but
Yeah. I know. Everything's gonna be okay.
it will be. Next year
Those,
when my PTO refreshes.
yeah. It feels a little bit better in the house today. It's not. Once I got the windows open, it's cooler outside. We had a big thunderstorm last night and this morning, and so kind of cooled everything out. There, at least there's a little bit of a breeze. Yesterday there was just no breeze. There was nothing
Right.
moving, and so I couldn't get air in the house moving, even though I had fans. I just couldn't get any movement,
Yeah.
and it was like a stagnant heat, and it wasn't any cooler outside. It was horrible.
Oh, stop it, Carol. Hi, Cindy.
Mary says no. This COVID crap has put a halt on a lot of things. House, wedding, yeah.
That sucks.
Still over
Is Nick
40
still working?
million Americans out of work too.
Yeah. Definitely.
I watched that demonstration march yesterday morning in LA a little bit. There was 10,000 people on the street around
Yeah.
Hollywood and Vine and walking around LA, and I was like, there weren't rioting or anything or looting or anything, but just the fact that there were 10,000 people on a work day morning out walking the street with signs.
What gets me is all these governors that were screaming and yelling about people demonstrating to open up their cities and saying, the sky is falling. They're going to give each other COVID. They're going to spread COVID throughout the world if they keep marching and walking in the city. And they're now saying, it's fine. These demonstrations are fine. Which I think they are fine. I think the peaceful demonstrations are amazing and they're great. But I think it's now time for those governors to come out and admit there is no danger of people getting together and let people open their business.
They're not going to do that.
Let the people open their businesses and get back to work.
Yeah.
How can they say that we're all going to die if people gather together when they gather together for one reason? Or God forbid if they go to church. Oh my God, we'll all die if people go to church. And now it's okay for thousands and thousands and thousands of people to just be nose to nose and shoulder to shoulder marching through the streets.
Yeah.
That's what gets me.
Yeah.
Like,
You tell him, Maggie.
huh?
You tell him.
Sorry. Don't get me started.
I saw a fancy Jaguar pull over during that march yesterday morning, and they were handing out bottles of water to the marchers. I thought, dang, taking your life in your hands there because somebody would just crack the window and pull you out your car and go drive off with it.
Yep.
It was a pretty fancy Jaguar.
Yeah, the governor of
Mhm.
Pennsylvania was actually marching with all this crowd of people, and he literally he just trashed people who protested a few weeks ago to open up their city, to open up their businesses. He called them murderers. He said they're selfish and immature and they want to kill people for their own purposes. And yesterday, he's just marching down the middle of the street with thousands of people all around him. Hypocrite. That's my speech for the day. Sorry.
Okay. I am not disagreeing.
Now that now that I've completely shut down the conversation, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mary says get some sleep. It really does help stress. It really does. I mean, it makes you feel a little, a lot better
It's the
if you can
best
get.
healer, sleep,
Mhm.
if you can get it. If that's the trouble, getting yourself to sleep sometimes.
What, Mike? Mike says exactly. Watch what you wish for. I wish as a kid I could be bitten by a radioactive spider so I could be like Superman. Now the little SOBs won't leave me alone. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not quite as much fun when they're not turning you into superhuman.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Carol says, then I should have no stress. I sleep too much. I probably don't sleep enough. I can't sleep during the day. I can't nap. And then if you lay down at night and you keep thinking, if you start to think, like if I start to think, I'm doomed.
That's one thing that I do every night. I mean, I don't kneel at my bed or anything like that, but when I lay down and my head hits the pillow, I just start thinking, just like this whole air conditioning thing is really a stress right now because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be so much that I can't, I'm not going to be able to afford it. I mean, there's a worry there, and
Yep.
I just have to, keep telling myself, things are going to turn out better than expected. It's going to be better than expected. Everything's going to be fine, I just have to do that because if I don't, I'll lose my mind. Because I'm a big worrier.
Worrier or warrior?
Worrier.
Okay.
I'm a warrior too, but I'm a worrier. And that's the thing. There's a lot of things that, you don't have any control over, and worrying is not going to make a difference because if there's nothing you could do to change it, then what's the use in worrying about it, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes I'm told that I'm like a warrior, like I just do so much and all that. And then it seems like it's the little things that I worry about. It's not the big things I handle, just like yesterday when I went to the bank for the third time. I mean, I just about lost it. I was just like, and then I went to Discount Tire and they were closed. And I was like, I just want to put my check in the bank and get my air in my tires checked. That's all I want because I want to go home and work. And it was just, I was just driving around crazy, And then when I got to Discount Tire, they had the thing blocked off where you get your air checked. I don't know what that was all about. I waited and kept moving into different parking spaces. It seemed like everybody else was getting waited on but me. And then when I told the guy, I said, look, I don't get the process here. And he's like, oh, come around back. And they had it blocked off before. And he's like, I'm sorry about that, ma'am. And I'm like, okay, well, just been here 15 minutes, but you know, it's just, I don't know. It's just every little teeny tiny thing.
Yeah.
And last night we were woken up at 1:30 in the morning with the smoke alarm doing its little high pitched squeal.
Oh my gosh.
If you know what, my dog is a very anxious dog, and like, so my wife got up, she started looking at all the smoke detectors, and she says, well, I think it's the one in the living room. It doesn't have a green light. All the rest of them have green lights. Must be the battery. So I go in the guest room and I get the ladder. I get up there, take it off. Well, then we couldn't get the damn battery out. And so she's sitting with the smoke detector, and both the dogs are sitting on her lap going like this, you know, just shaking. And when she touches it to try to get the battery out, it goes off. And like, they're right there. Okay.
Oh
They're
my
right
gosh.
there in the lap. So then that started all this stuff. So then she couldn't get the battery. She finally got the battery out. And I said, well, she goes, go put it in the garage just in case it beeps again. So I go out there and there's a roach about that long. And if
Oh,
y'all know me and roaches, I'm in my bare feet in the garage and it's in front of the door. Like I can't get back in the house because the stupid roach is sitting there by the door and I don't want it to go in the house. So I grabbed the first thing I can. It's this cupcake stand that I was going to donate. I grab it and I throw it at the roach. And it moves, but it doesn't move all the way around. So then I just get a mop and I just like go like that, just to get away from the door. You know, this is 1:30 in the morning and I was in a deep sleep and I was well.
oh
Yeah.
my God.
So the rest of the night I spend in my bed with this dog under the covers, and she's just like this all night long. And then she gets up and paces and she pants. Like any kind of noise like that bothers her ears. And it took her hours to ever settle down, you know.
Oh,
And all I wanted to do was just have a night's sleep, you know. I don't know.
Have you
Yeah.
tried those, Beth? Have you tried those thunder shirts?
morning,
Well,
Julie.
those don't. Well, see, I want to say they don't work for her, but they really don't. But we have one. But with a thunder shirt, you have to put it on before the anxiety hits.
Okay.
Like if you know a thunderstorm's coming, you put it on and swaddle them in it, and it helps. But you can't wait for their anxiety to go and then put it on. It doesn't do anything. You have to do it before.
Why wouldn't you put it on?
And I can't put it on every night. She wouldn't.
I mean, with her anxiety, maybe it would help. You know.
They're very hot, like they're very thick. She just doesn't do well with them. She doesn't. You know, I have one still for her, but we don't use it because it doesn't really stop her. You know.
Right.
And then she ends up going, and you can't let her outside after anything like that happens because she'll go to the back of the property and hide under a bush.
Right.
I just was not going to go out there at 1:30 in the morning looking for her, you know. So, because that's the first thing she does is she goes to the back door. She wants out of the house. Like,
yeah.
So I just take her and I just hold her really tight, you know, in my bed last night, you know.
Yeah.
She just shook, you know. So I don't
Sally,
know.
you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I just uploaded a pretty fun haul video, and I say fun because I made a lot of stupid funny faces in it.
That's okay. Makes it interesting. Sally,
And
what's
I've
going on
already-
with your computer?
I don't know. I'm
Not-
wondering if it's my headphones.
Your headphones is turning your computer off?
I don't know.
Is that why you're not
Oh.
using headphones right now? Or do you have them on?
No,
She had them on just a minute ago, though.
I did, but I'm gonna leave them off for right now and see if that helps.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hear you fine. There's no reason to wear them if we can hear you and
Yeah,
you can hear us and
yeah,
everything. So
yeah.
I don't know. Morning, Julie.
Morning, Julie.
So
And Julie.
I think everybody's kind of. I think there's a lot of people that are very stressed out right now. I think, just the. I mean, even just the situation with, all of our what's going on in the nation, and
Well, of course, I'm in a hot spot. I'm in Houston, where he was raised here,
right,
and we still
Yeah.
have two or three more funerals to go through next week. So
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's the whole deal with the bank, because
Maybe.
their drive-through's been open for weeks.
yeah,
There's no reason why that has nothing to do with COVID. I'm sorry, that lady just wasn't telling the truth on that.
yeah. Mr. Sadie said our vet told us to give Champ children's Benadryl. If he's afraid of the storms.
Oh,
It would be great if she would take a pill or liquid.
Let's put a little dropper in her water.
Yeah.
Or get a little dropper and put it in the side of her mouth. Voila. That's what I need to do, for Ringo. I mean, that would probably help him a lot. He was shaking quite a bit.
We have to
Last night.
actually take her to the vet once a month to have a pill put down her throat. Every month,
Yeah,
because she bites.
just bite her back.
Can't
I don't
squirt a
know.
dropper into her mouth.
Yep,
Huh?
she spits it out.
Oh,
I tried to put her on Prozac one time, and we couldn't get it down her. I even got the chicken flavor. She wouldn't take it, and she would just spit it out across the room. So I dread the time we have to have daily medication, because we just have the monthly flea and heartworm, and we have to actually go, and sometimes it takes 2 techs to do it, to get it just the
Wow.
pill down her. She's that afraid of anything. I never had a dog like this my whole life. It's frustrating.
Yeah, most of the time you can just stick a pill in a piece of cheese and the dog
Right.
just, they don't even taste it.
Yeah.
And then what ended up happening, because we would try to get her corralled, she'd get under the bed, and one of us would have a broom and try to get her out, and then she would come out the other side and we'd catch her, So she started getting wind of that, and we wouldn't see her for a couple of days, because she was always afraid that we were going to try to give her something. So she would just hide,
Hmm.
She's just the weirdest dog. What is size P? Is there such a thing as just a size P?
Petite.
But how do you know it's like if it's a 10 or a small or me? It just says P.
Hmm.
is it a,
It's a dress. A Talbot's dress.
oh, Talbot's.
Yeah, and it just says size P on it.
Size
See,
P.
Maggie?
Size P.
Yeah. I thought that was weird.
Is
Patty says small.
smaller than small. It looks like, let's see.
Really?
I'm looking at the chart on their website, but now I don't see it. Petite blouses, shirts, and sweater alpha sizes. So it's smaller than small, actually. They have size P, then S, M, L, and XL.
That's weird, because it fit on my mannequin, and my mannequin doesn't usually take even smalls.
Oh, this says the bust should be 31 and a half to 33 and a half. So it would be equivalent to a size 0 petite. If that's the bust measurement, 31 and a half.
Or like extra small.
Let me see what the best measurements are. Well, best measurement's like 34.
Then that would be a size small or 6 on there, according to Talbot's size charts.
Hmm.
I think I might go with small. Or maybe a small petite, like, because it's right, a small petite. Because the petite's a little smaller than whatever size it is. Like, I wear a size 10, but if I go to a petite, I have to wear a size 12 petite.
Mhm.
So maybe it would be a small petite small. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just think it's weird that they didn't put it on there on the tag.
I do too. But on their website, on their size charts, they have a size P.
Yeah, they're
So-
saying on when I'm doing the Terapeak to look up how much to charge, it says P/X XS, extra small.
Yeah. So extra small. I like Talbots. They don't sell for terribly high, but
They do sell though.
they all sell. Yeah. I'm so excited about going to the thrift shop tomorrow.
Mm.
And
I bet.
they have all the books, $3 a bag. So Michael's gonna
Oh,
go in
cool.
and just swarm the books. And then all their clothing is 75% off. So I'm just gonna go in and
Nice.
swarm all the clothes. Can't wait. And then
Mm-hmm.
everything opens up. The Goodwills and everything up there open up Monday the 9th. So things are happening.
Well, that's fun. I mean, like, of course, we were the first ones to open up in Michigan, but we didn't completely open.
Right.
But I think they're completely opening the other part of the state. And then the 2 regions that she opened up at first are going to be the last ones to actually open up fully,
Oh, wow.
which is us.
We're not anywhere near opening up fully. Our retail stores can open up. This is Pennsylvania, can open up June 5th, tomorrow.
Mhm.
But gyms, hairdressers, that kind of thing, there is absolutely no date in sight. He still hasn't said anything to
Yeah,
them
for us either.
about when they can open up. In New Jersey, and in either place, New Jersey and Pennsylvania, New Jersey's opening stuff up on the 15th, but it's only outdoor dining. So all these restaurants that have been suffering still can't allow people to come into their restaurants.
Wow.
And gyms, hair salons and stuff here. Hair salons are opening the 22nd, but nail salons and gyms and things, there's no date in sight for them here in New
Oh my
Jersey.
gosh.
Yeah,
And
they're not even opening our hair salons right now.
there's no there's no reason for it. I'm sorry. I saw a little tiny headline the other day, but remember that lake in the Ozarks where all those people they showed pictures of all those people in the lake on top of one another and how
Yeah.
it was going to be awful and how they were going to. And I saw a little tiny headline the other night saying that absolutely no spike in cases due to that incident.
Hmm.
So it's a crock.
Yeah.
And they just now won't admit it. So What you gonna do? Oh, Missouri is opening with inside dining.
Oh yeah, I mean, when Tina was here, we went to, and that was in Missouri. We went to.
Went
They've
out to
been
eat.
open for a while.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I'm
so-
trying to talk my wife into going out to dinner this Saturday night to cheat.
Summer going out Saturday night. I think you were doing Weight Watchers now.
We're starting Monday.
Okay. Well, you might as well cheat before you start. Yeah.
Yeah, we've already got our menu plan for next week and all our points added up and everything. So,
Hi, Summer.
Hi, Summer.
You're 45 minutes early today.
You're early
I
today.
know. We get Summer for a whole 45 minutes.
Happy face for you.
Tell us everything, Summer. Everything you haven't been able to tell us the last few times you came in.
Yeah, Chuck Girl Patty, P can be small in Spanish. Also, CH means small, Chico.
Yeah, I've seen.
And I had somebody really ring me out on my eBay because they said I was deceiving the public by putting it as they were pajama pants. And she said, you know, it says children on the tag and you are deceiving the public. And I said, ma'am, there's no way a child could fit in these pants. No. CH stands for Chico in Spanish, which means small. But she just didn't get it.
Oh my gosh. People are just so weird.
People are. So this is the
It's like they sit around and go, well, who am I going to harass today on eBay? Who can I?
Oh my goodness.
Well,
So
still haven't
talk
gotten a reply from the postmaster.
from the post. Oh, you haven't gotten anything yet?
No. Probably just should.
Todd, did you get any did you win any auctions last night?
No, I bid on the bow and arrow strings,
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
that wound up going for 500 or something like that.
Was it that much?
Pretty close, I think.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that would have.
they're good, but there's no telling how long he had those, and if anybody got any that were like old and dry rotted,
Yeah.
because those are, even though they're very strong fabric, they're still made out of a type of fabric, and you would hate to send one out and somebody's 200-pound bow lets go and pokes somebody's eye out, then you get sued. I don't know.
Yeah.
I bid it up to like 200 and then I quit.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
Because they were valuable things. I mean, there were a couple in there that were $100 bow strings, but nah, it just went crazy.
Yeah.
Most of their stuff does go crazy. They just got so many viewers, it's hard to get a good deal.
Whose auction was this? What channel?
Bearded Picker.
Bearded Picker.
Oh, Bearded Picker.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty decent auction.
Am I too loud now?
Nope.
They had good stuff. They just went higher than I thought I could resell and make a profit
Yeah.
on. Maybe somebody's got a better market to sell to than I do, but shoot.
Right. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're like their video game stuff. I'm selling video games on eBay and I compare my prices to theirs while they're auctioning. I'm going, they're not going to make a big profit when they pay that much at the auction for those.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you really have to think about it when you are bidding like that and say, I mean, I mean, it's fun to auction. It's fun to be in an auction and bid, but you really have to think about, am I really going to be able to make my money back
Right.
with what what the bidding is going at, and you really have to be on top of that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can pretty much
Well,
screw yourself if you.
I'm sure the buyers will make their money back on just about everything they sold because it was all good stuff. But after all the work, did you make a good profit?
Right.
I don't know. So,
Right. I mean, you don't want to bid up on, bid on something that's you're not gonna, make a profit on, or, I mean, if you're gonna put the work into it, you want to have some kind of a profit. You don't want to just break even,
right. Ooh, this is Thursday. I wonder if the Lutherans are opening their rummage sale today. Probably
Oh.
not, but I may go look.
Yeah, it might be worth it just to go see. Get you out of the house, maybe even.
Gwen says they're all old people, so probably not. Which is true. I'm probably younger than 90% of the volunteers that work at that thing. And I'm old.
Yeah, Fishing and Picking says, I noticed the auction the other day. I think the YouTuber seller had fake accounts bidding the items up. Whoa, that's not good.
Oh, Lord.
On Scott's?
No, I don't think so.
No, everybody was paying off on Scott's.
Yeah.
No, I think he was.
Talking about another auction. There's so many.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's so many auctions out right now, and And Summer
yeah,
says,
those storage locker guys, God, they're doing one at least once a week. Every YouTube channel, like Locker Nuts and What the Hales, all those channels are doing auctions now.
yeah. Summer says, my plan was to wake up early and get ready to hit the town, but I don't want to get out of bed.
Summer, get out of bed, girl.
If I don't get to the store by about 10 a.m., I'd have to wait outside in line to get in.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, that's kind of the good thing about having so much inventory is
Yeah.
you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah,
Right?
I
don't.
got
Hey,
plenty.
Rita, my friend.
Uh,
Rita was so helpful yesterday.
Right, exactly. Mr. Sadie, just remember you're buying from a reseller, and in some cases, there is a reason why they're selling it.
Yeah, that's what I always think. If it was such a great thing, why aren't you selling it yourself?
Right.
Yep.
Although some of them just get so much stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when you're getting auction stuff, and
They don't want to list all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easier to sell it in a lot, and cut your
Move
losses
on.
and
Mm.
be done. I don't know. But
I'm surprised how many of my video game lots have gone to people that have stores on eBay. I'm like, you're not going to be able to make a big profit after I've already sold it to you at this price, but whatever. I'll
Yeah.
sell it to them.
good morning, Rita. She said it's supposed to be 105 there today.
Oh,
Ugh.
Yeah, it's going to be 95 here.
The house
be in
is
the 80s.
the house is pretty reasonable, right? I think well, I mean, it's climbing. It's 80 degrees in the house and it's 72 degrees outside, so I might have to set something up outside and maybe work out there, but I mean,
Did
it's
you
supposed to
do-
be 92.
Did you work outside yesterday or no?
No, I did not. No, there wasn't enough it was kind of pointless, because there wasn't much air moving outside. It was about the same temperature out there than it was inside, so I just, I did what I could and just kind of got through the day. I mean, that was really the thing, but I don't know. I just hope he's able to come first thing tomorrow morning. That would be great.
Yeah.
And, as long as he can fix it. As long as he can fix it, I'm all for it. But if not, then I'm gonna have to figure, or if it's too much money, I'm gonna have to figure out another option. But I'm really leaning, if that's the way that I gotta go, I'm probably gonna go the portable AC rather than the window units. Very likely. Oh, okay. Yeah, Summer says, not to go sourcing. I got too much stuff. Like everybody else, I wanted to go to Target, Walmart, and Michael's. Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Well, I think I'll get around and head to that rummage sale.
Yeah.
So,
Good idea.
see y'all tomorrow morning.
Okie.
Bye.
Fingers are crossed.
Yeah, probably not, but whatever. Bye.
Bye.
Right time.
Rita says, Kids Deals and More, is your Target closing at 6 also? There's a train. Yeah. So I'm still working on clothes. I might set something up outside this morning. I got to do my reset today, so I'll do that before I even start listing. How
long does it take you?
Usually about an hour. Usually about an hour, because I go very slowly because I don't want to delete anything or
Right.
On accident. So I have a pretty good system as far as like certain steps that I do and then once I get through a step, then I'll mark it off, and that way I know that I've done that step, so it's on to the next one. You know what I mean? So that way it's
Yeah.
just very regimented, and I can
Yeah.
do it slowly, and I just try not to get in a rush. Like I would do it right now, but because I'm talking to the
Right.
chat, talking to everybody, I could very easily get off course and be in some big trouble. So I just do it after
I'm
the
lost.
show's
What are we
over.
talking about?
I do the reset every Thursday. where I
Oh,
read-
yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to have concentration for that.
Yeah. So
Whew. I really kind of messed myself up one day. It
yeah.
took me a while to get it all figured out.
Yeah. I find that that's the best way to do it, and I try to keep that going. But I've been doing it. Seems like it's been working pretty good for me. And it keeps things fresh. So I'm all for that.
Yeah. I mean, your sales have been amazing.
I've been pretty happy with sales.
Yeah, I had 6 going out, not 4.
Oh, good. Very good.
Yeah, I was happy.
Joanne says, what do you mean reset? So what I do is I go through and I end listings, and then I sell similar all those listings. Let's see here.
And how many listings do you have?
I have 22 something.
And it only takes, wow.
2,273. And I could do 200 at a time. So I just go in and end and sell similar, and then delete, and yeah. Morning, Tom.
Good morning, Tom. He's not speaking.
Nice specs.
Hey, Tom.
Do I? Hey, Beth, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Morning, Texas
I've been
Val.
working in the yard all morning.
Working in the yard.
Yeah, well, I was trimming up some lambs, and last night somebody hit the curve that we live on and knocked out 3 mailboxes. So I'm also putting up a new mailbox.
Oh, Lord.
Mr. Sadie says, I just make sure there's nothing in the unsolds. I used to create nightmares for myself before they started auto relisting. Yeah. Yeah. It's been working pretty good for me. I'm pretty happy with Joanne says, oh gosh, I do 5 to 10 every day. Pretty much the same process. Doing all would make me bang my head hard. I don't know. It seems like I do really well with it, and once I'm done with the reset, then I go through and I start a new sale that lasts for a week, 7 days, and then I set my promoted listings for 1 week at a certain percentage, and it seems to be helping.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
good.
it helped me too.
Sally's
But,
looking glamorous this morning.
But what about the fees? Don't you pay a listing fee every week on every item then?
No, because
I think it's
I got
50,000.
50,000 listings.
Oh, you have an anchor store?
No,
No.
Everybody has 50,000.
that's the offer that
Oh,
they're giving. So I'm
oh.
doing it. I'm just doing this during this period where we have the 50,000 per.
Get you. I see.
Where
I
we have
don't know.
You know.
Normally, just during the regular time, I do it like I just go every morning and say what's ending today, and I end them and I sell similar.
Yeah.
I've
do
thought of doing that. I've never actually.
Because I'm going to get charged anyway. So
Right.
Well, Valerie, do you think, are you selling enough to justify going up to an anchor store?
No, I'm not. My listings are not at that point yet because I'm only at 2273. So once I get to a certain point. What?
I'm talking about with you ending and relisting and ending and relisting. Are your sales justifiable if they end the 50,000 listings?
That's a thought.
Yeah, I think there's potential. I think there's definitely potential there, and I may go to an anchor store, but I want to get my listings up also. So that is a possibility.
An anchor store is about 10,000 listings.
Yeah. That's $300 a month.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean it's a possibility, but I don't want to get into that that contract
right
prematurely, I guess you could say. I'm gonna see what happens, and then then I can make this is a good test to test it out, but I just kind of have to evaluate it, see if that's what I want to do.
Well, since it's working so good, I'm thinking of just continuing even once they take our listings back away from us.
Right.
But if your store only gives you 1,000 listings a month,
right,
then you've got to pay fees every week on those relistings.
Right. So if I was gonna continue that process of, resetting every week, then yeah, I would definitely have to go to, the anchor store.
Yeah, because it would be cheaper that way.
Yeah.
In the long run.
So you don't change anything on them, you just end them all. Then go back to your ended listings and sell similar.
Right.
And then go and delete the ones that you just relisted.
Right.
And you know what? Like, I still have problems. Like, I still have ones that, it'll say, oh, we can't redo this one. And you know what I do? I send it to my drafts. I save it. And then it says save and continue or something like that. And so it'll save it to my drafts. And then once I'm done with all of my self-similars and everything, I'll go back to my drafts and go and individually look those up to make sure they're not already listed. And then I can list them.
Yeah.
It's just, and then make sure that you keep tabs on your numbers. Because
yeah, that's definitely a good thing to do, is make sure you know how many listings you have when you start, and you want to make sure that when you end, you know, when you're done with it, that you have that same,
Mm-hmm.
those same listings or around the same, you know, in case there's
Yeah.
a hiccup or whatever. But that's why I just kind of work through a process, and you know, it just kind of helps me get through it, because
Yeah.
it's kind of it takes some time to do it.
Yeah. I don't usually do
Just
online
about
on Thursdays. I've been trying to break it up between Thursday and Friday.
What, Tom?
just about need a VA.
Hmm?
You just about need a virtual assistant to do all your relisting.
Well, she only does it once a week.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to have something like that or someone like that, but I think I would give them other tasks to do. I'm
Right.
just not really. I really haven't dove into that whole realm of having a virtual assistant, and you know, if I hired somebody, I would probably have them do like my listing, you know, or my sharing on Poshmark or something like that. Something a little more.
You can make a mistake real quick with that process.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And I don't want to, you know, I mean, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be me, because it's my account. I'm going to have to be responsible for it. So, Joanne says, do any of you list perfectly for cross posting? I do. I'm a big believer in it, and it works really well for me. And yep, I do.
When you get to Texas and you find Lance, he can help you. He can help you do all these relistings.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe so.
It's kind of ironic that they.
And
Kind of
maybe
ironic that they found.
that they
Go
found
ahead.
what?
That they found the Texas boy named Lance that's a eBayer.
Isn't that funny? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Okay, I got to get out of here. I got to go get some things to finish this damn mailbox.
All right,
Why they-
Tom.
They can't put all the screws that you need in the dadgum packet with it. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway,
Yeah. Have a
y'all
good
have
day.
a good day.
Hi, Tom.
Good seeing you all.
Keep it straight.
Bye.
Use your lever.
We'll try. Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Not a lever, your level, I should have said. Anyway, he knew what I meant. Yeah, Joanne, I like List Perfectly. It has a lot of really good options, and it works really. I mean, you know, and not to say that, you know, anybody else that doesn't use it, you know, if they have an option or a way to cross list, you know, that's the thing, is you got to use whatever works for you, you know, and if you can do it without a, you know, an app or a, you know, if you can do it just the same and not have to spend the money, then hey, more power to you. But I like mine pretty well.
Yeah, everyone has to kind of decide where they're going to put their money. Like, I don't do that. I put my money more into like my Sizely,
Hmm.
you know.
And see,
Yeah.
I don't use Sizely.
So everyone does it different, you know, has to put their money somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah, because you could drown yourself in
Decide.
monthly.
Yeah, all these little extra things,
Monthly
all these
fee,
little
yeah.
Google extensions and stuff that are awesome.
Yeah.
But
Good job, Julie.
Wow. You are just killing it.
wow,
22 orders shipping out today.
Awesome.
That's great.
That is amazing.
She does beautiful work.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
she does. Yeah, I use that cross-listed extension for Chrome. I used to use a Amazon repricer, but I stopped doing that. I found that it was better for me to do it my own way. Trying to think what else I pay monthly for. I used to use InkFrog. I don't use that anymore.
Yeah,
And
these apps can definitely
yeah,
nickel and dime you, you know.
my biggest thing is my scouting app that's cost me $50 a month, but that's well worth it for me.
Right. And that's the thing, you know, if you feel like it increases your productivity, your sales, your, you know, how much you can get on a, sorry, I got sidetracked. I got an offer. But I mean, if you can do that, then, you know, you have to weigh what you can do, you know, and
Right.
if it's gonna pay off for you. Joanne says Maggie Be Cool is a good reasonable pricer for Amazon. But like she said, you know, like Maggie said, I can do it the way that I want it done better than an app or, you know, a repricer or whatever. You know.
Yeah, I'll have to look at Be Cool, but I've tried several and they just don't I want to price higher. I don't want to join the race to the bottom. I want to price higher based on my feedback and my condition, and I just haven't found one that does it. But I'll look at this. Be Cool.
Julie says still have 22 more orders to make. Everyone is shopping for 4th of July right now. And surprisingly, Halloween.
When does she find time to do this?
When Emmy is asleep, usually.
Jeez.
The kids sleep all day?
Well, I mean, you know, I think she takes, in the middle of the day, she takes a pretty good long nap, you know, but yeah, I mean, I am sure that it's hard to find time.
Yeah, she's just amazing.
To get this stuff done, you know, and have 2 kids at home and everything. And, you know, maybe it'll get a little bit easier once, you know, AJ's in school and everything, you know. But.
And I mean, he's such a little cutie too. We always talk about Emmy, but AJ is also just adorable.
He's adorable. Joanne says Be Cool does say that. They have a Facebook group, super easy to set up too.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, Julie says it's not easy. I'll tell you. I have no time. Yeah, my phone time has decreased like substantially. But
well, guys, I gotta go to the post office, and then I gotta start taking photos again.
Yep. You have a good day.
I have. This is how many listings I've done so far in June.
Awesome.
So.
Good job. This is how many I've done.
But my sales don't show it. So my sales have sucked. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Too
Bye,
bad.
everyone in chat.
Bye, Beth. I'm trying to do some listing here.
Yeah, I might go up to the Dollar General today and see if they have any of those, like the window fans. It's okay,
Yeah.
Julie. I understand. Just like they have the two fans in them, something
yeah.
like that. Um,
Yeah.
I might see if I don't want to spend a lot of money because I kind of want to save that for, whatever's going to happen, with the air conditioner. So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, it wouldn't hurt to get like a couple box fans or something. And you could still use those.
but my windows aren't big enough for, I guess I could get a couple of box fans, but I'd be good with a couple of those window fans that just to be able to pull some air in.
Yeah.
And then I can have my two standing fans kind of circulating, and and then maybe have one fan in the big window so I can pull that air out. Just trying to figure out some way to do that, but also without having to spend a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
So everything will work out.
Spent $45 on that industrial fan, and I thought that was a good deal because it will definitely like pull air through. And I have it. I was in the kitchen doing dishes yesterday, and I had it blowing in front of the door, and it was pointed down, like down towards the floor. Oh, it's on the floor, but it has a tilt on it to where you can tilt it 360.
Right.
So I had it blowing towards that curtain by the at the hallway so that the dogs could get some air down that hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a little bit of air coming through underneath Jonah's door, but it's small, you know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
not anything significant. And
Yeah.
so it was actually blowing towards that curtain and then blowing back into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was hitting that curtain and then blowing back into the kitchen. It was circulating pretty good.
We used to have a fan in the attic, and it would pull the heat out of the attic. So because heat rises, so it's all that heat right now is in the attic, but it stopped working, so I don't have that anymore. And I'm sure that would help a lot if I still had that, but
to get the heat out of the attic.
Yeah, that would help keep the house somewhat cool.
Well, maybe can you point a fan at it?
No.
It won't work like that.
No.
Yeah,
everything will be fine. Everything will be. Yeah, the motor just burned out on that exhaust fan, and I don't have a hood for my stove, so that won't work. But everything will be fine. I just have to keep telling myself that, and put my cold bandana on and suffer through it, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have AC, but we do have a fan on our heater to where we can blow the hot air out of the vents.
Mhm.
But see, all of ours are floor vents, so they're pretty much cool anyways.
Hmm.
Because underneath the trailer, I would think it would be coolest.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do that cross ventilation
Mm-hmm.
type of thing, and have a way to get good air in and, move the air out type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good way to do it, but we'll make it. We'll make it.
Yeah.
We'll survive somehow.
And you have a screen door on the front, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
good.
I kind of did a kind of a DIY thing. So on the screen door, it sounds awful, but so the screen is kind of broken at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I didn't want any bugs to get in, so I
Mm-hmm.
took an air conditioning filter and cut it and put it on the bottom so it would kind of block any critters that,
Oh,
would come in. So
good job. I made my own screen for my
yeah,
dorm door.
yeah.
I mean I had Brandon buy the binding and
Yeah, you just buy the, you
the
just buy the
rubber, and then it's
yeah,
like
you can do that. Yeah, you just kind of fish it in there and
mm-hmm.
or feed it in there and then you put the thing out, but
Mm-hmm.
it's okay.
Well, I used to be a pro at it, when we lived in California. I would make all the screens
Yeah.
because everybody would tear their screens up, so we'd always have to remake them.
Yep.
Yep, you're banned, bum crack. That's for sure.
You need to go to sleep sometime so you're not late. But
You just got on the wrong schedule, that's all.
I guess.
He's probably modding for somebody after this show's over.
Yeah. I take second place. Oh. No. We love you, bum crack. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Time for a nap.
Mm-mm.
No nap, Sally. You're doing better than you were yesterday.
Guess what time I went to bed yesterday?
I don't even know.
No.
You don't even want to know.
Probably not, because you were like sleeping on the show yesterday.
3.
You went to bed at 3 o'clock?
3?
You're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't even keep your head upright
I know.
yesterday. Like Todd said, you probably have bruises on your head for all the time. I mean, you were going down pretty quick. Huh?
Where's Todd?
Oh, he had to go to he was going to drive up to the Lutheran to see the Lutheran church to see if they were open. He wasn't sure if they'd be open, but he wanted to see if they were going to open up. So
Just
Yeah.
in case.
I tried to stay awake so I wouldn't sleep in, but I slept in. Oh well. Good to
It
see you on
happens.
here. Yeah. Absolutely.
It is what it is, We just try.
That's all we can do. And if we don't make it, We can try again the next day.
We'll bump our head on the desk.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
what we'll do.
That's right.
In this chair, at least in this chair, I'm not going like this.
Right, right.
I actually have a headrest on this and or like a neck rest thing, and I can just lay back.
Yeah, that's trouble. That's trouble right there.
Mhm.
All righty. Well, y'all know what time it is.
That
Time
is
to
time.
get to work, get up, move around, get the blood flowing, get some
Mhm.
sales. I hope
Sure.
everybody has a great day. And we'll do it all again tomorrow.
Bye,
We'll
everybody.
see you later.
Bye, guys.